right. WhymsicalWyvern here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're gonna see how long we last. We're gonna give this a go. I know this is not the second week in a row without my React content. I don't know what to say. I'm just trying so hard to stream it all right now. I'm sorry. What's happening? We're just gonna have a prayer. Cross-fingered prayer. Post. Share link. Discord. Announcements. Okay, that's pretty clear. We don't know how well this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. So everybody's here. What do you call fake noodle? An impasta. Oh gosh. Well, I don't know what got saved last night. Let's find out. That was so sudden. Okay, those are all 4s. Oh, we got some 2s in here. This must be where I was. Okay. Here's the next section. Let's see how this works. I'll just try to fill this like little bits in. Maybe I do need to go in and see if there's, is this nobody's here to say. Okay, I was gonna say, is this making anybody else like sick? Motion sick. Okay. Incoming ad. Right on schedule. Thinking this is like the last patch of 2s. There might be some individual ones I've missed. And I'll come in and do the 4s, and then I'll pick up a new picture. Let's see. Not exciting, I know. And you guys have been giving me some great recommendations on the Discord. Gotta get the internet working. It's not the internet, it's electricity. Got more repairs done in today. Multiple things went wrong, so we're trying to deal with all of them. I'm praying that we have found them all. If not, I got bigger issues. I don't know how that's gonna work. Missing 1. Oh, frick. Bet it's in an area I was doing when I went offline.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to see it to show up. Since I don't remember exactly where I was when it blew me offline. For sure I had finished that section. We got all of that done in pretty good. The only other place it could really be is like up in here. Oh, why is it doing that to me? Well, I'll find it while I go through the 14,612 fours.
Gear to routine hydrate. Thank you, Gear. Ah. We'll see how long I'm online. We'll see. Hi, how are you? It's been a week. I hope you have been doing way better. Actually, it's been 2 weeks. My gosh, it's already Thursday. I'm trying to keep online. I keep on keeping on. Cool. We're having electricity issues. I got blown offline last night. Haven't been able to stream much lately. Computer likes electricity when you stream for some reason. Hopefully everything's been resolved. We got a big old storm on top too. It's one of those named ones too. Alice, apparently. Alice, go home, I say. You guys get named storms. Are they naming winter storms now? Like, I understand naming hurricanes and typhoons. I didn't realize we're naming winter storms now, but it makes sense. They could be very serious. Like all blizzardy and stuff. Or is Alice a typhoon? I haven't looked. I'm so sorry. Weather is a change, and unfortunately, big old flood and serious ones at that. Yeah, we've had a bunch of flooding. Actually, water is part of my electricity problem. A tree grew into the power lines, which was part of the problem, and that was causing surges. Found the tree. It has been partially cut back. They've still got to come back and do more work, so we're still having some surges, but not as bad. Life is a breach, or in your case, a branch. But also, I had a contractor on the property fixing a big old roll top door on one of the barns. And when they were done, they were almost fully done. The like a lightning storm started. So they left and said they'd be back in a bit. It would need to finish being fixed, but it would be fine for now. And then we had flooding rain for a week solid, and water got behind our power panel. So between the surges and the water behind the power panel that we have to let dry out naturally, apparently, we're having a fun time. Yeah. And then we get to find out if there's more permanent damage. But the obvious thing to do is make sure the power is dry. Because electricity likes to be dry, apparently. That's my hot take anyway. So at one point we were lucky to get 15 minutes of power at a time. We're up to 13-hour stints. Haven't made it longer than that yet. In a week. On the other hand, whole jetties and docks were washed off into the ocean, and people have flooding all over the place, and you know, it's a whole big hullabaloo, but I care. But I really want my electricity to work again. Does that make me a bad person? So that has affected our streaming for everybody. It's just everybody streams if we have electricity when they can stream, and then most of the streams are ending when the electricity shuts it down. So it will be sudden and abrupt, and there will be no goodbye. Oh yeah, I seen some pics on part of the American East Coast being eaten by the ocean, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, well, Florida's East Coast. I mean, you can't really get more east than Florida. Life weirds. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It could be so much worse. Nobody seems to be having, like, personal damage per se. We're all used to hurricanes, so we're, you know, prepared for that sort of thing. But it kind of stinks. And it's a multi-pronged thing. You can only hope things get better. Oh, they will. They will. I'm just hoping that's as far as the damage goes. Like, I went and I put damp red underneath the power box today, hoping that that would help speed it up. I'm like, it's literally outside. What can it really do? But you know what? If it does anything, it will make me feel better that I tried. It's beyond pathetic. I'm such a pathetic person. I'm addicted to using my electricity, I guess. And you gotta understand, like, even though we're talking it's over 80 degrees in the house, so it'd be nice to use the air conditioner. But we also like to cook, and we're having to pick what we do right now. It could be worse. It could be over 100. So, they'll get way better. We found the issue. We fixed the spot in the roof where water was getting behind. The roll top door works beautifully. The roof will be fixed truly better later. The tree will be truly cut back later, but the immediate needs are dealt with. And now we just gotta see where it went. Thought you lived in a cottage in the middle of the Lost Forest. Might as well. We got the power of living in the Lost Forest. How are you, Mr. Chris? I am streaming a short stream or until it's even shorter. Because I'm cut off by the power. This is an adventure. We shall see how this goes. I'm great. Well, that's good. You know, if I could use some magic to kind of like speed things up in the Lost Forest, that would be exciting. But being Florida, I thought it's more likely that we're in like a swampy forest. Or as we call it nicely, you know, because it sounds better, wetlands. What are you for Halloween again? I'm not. I just finally got the rest of my skin done. And this is me. Woohoo! Time magic is illegal. Oh, really? Are you sure? Can't we make exceptions? Nice. I'm dressed up as Whimsical Wyvern. It's very creative. The thing is, I'm the newest at the making the avatar, and I just finally got the skills up to make my skin how I want it. I don't want to change it just for Halloween. It's against the laws of nature, Whimsy. I know. Like the butterfly effect and all that. Who knows what'll happen. Yeah. I agree. I know it's against the laws of nature. But I mean, I can want something anyway. Who cares about mankind? I want electricity. I actually do care. Alright, I have to drive now. Drive carefully. You're welcome to lurk. That never bothers me. I listen to so many streams while I drive. You're also welcome to go drive safely however you can. Ow! Oh, when we had the windows open, a bug got in. I just smacked my own head trying to kill it. That was really, really clever. I am batting 1,000, I tell you what. You know, I'm so glad I'm an avatar right now, because y'all could not actually watch me do that to myself. I'm just so happy right now. Drive safely. And I'm sorry for the abrupt end to stream. Oh, there we go. Oh, did we get a skeeter too? Nice. Right now, every little wisp of air is gonna make me think there's a bug on me. That's brilliant. No, I'm paranoid. I actually love like camping with no electricity and the whole thing. It's being in my house where I'm supposed to have it that bugs me. I don't know if that makes sense, but that is my psychology. And I know this game is really boring. I'm really sorry. But it always works when the computer is having problems and there's electricity issues and everything else. And it just... I was trying to extend the stream as long as possible, so it's pathetic streaming. I'm sorry. I picked quantity over quality. And I'll make sure that Artie can stream later if at all possible. So we're all trying to cooperate on this journey. Gore, hey Wyvern, hope things have been going better with the power situation. How are you guys doing? I mean, we're doing better. I found the tree that was going through the power lines, and the power people were like, we don't think it's that big of a deal. And I said, that's cool, then I can cut it down. And so they got out there with a sawzall and a power. They took care of it because they're like, what, are you crazy? And I said, I want power. If it's not causing the problem, shouldn't be an issue. And it was the same area that had caused our problem before, so I felt pretty confident. So they at least did a temporary cut. They need to come back and do a bigger prune. And it's a tree that they promised me they cut down last year, but they didn't. Because I was like, this is going to grow back fast. And then in the meantime, water got behind the power, the fuse box for the, not fuse box, the breaker box for the entire property. Is it just the tree or is it weather related? I assume you'd need to cut it down. So, it's a combination. Like I said, there had been a repair to a roll top door in the property, and in that process, they apparently opened up a crack in between the wall and the ceiling while they re-squared everything. And that was letting water pour with all our storms we had last week behind the water box, the breaker box for the whole property. So we have to let that dry out before we know if the damage is more serious. And we're just having to baby the power, or we're setting off the breakers constantly. So the tree was definitely setting off the breakers for the whole property. And that has been resolved. But also every little bit of moisture, any fog, anything until it dries is gonna be a problem. And it's a very foggy time of year. Gotta grab the axe. Yeah, that's what I said. And then the power people were like, no, we are going to do this after all. They apparently did not approve. I said, I'll just get a pruning saw. I'll climb up in the tree. I'll knock that baby out. No problem. This will be resolved forever. And they don't know it, but I have fully planned once they've done whatever trimming they're going to do. Let's just say some gasoline is hitting that tree. Not going to say when, not going to say how. Don't know how it's going to get there. I'll have an alibi. But so help me. That tree is never causing us this problem again. They don't want me to cut it all the way down. I didn't plant it. It's in the easement. I'm over it. It has cost me more money, that stupid tree. It has killed more appliances. One wrong swing and it's 10. Yeah, I know. That's why I didn't do it. But, I mean, gasoline on the roots. Come on now. That's a slow job, but, I mean, shouldn't that do the trick? I'm thinking. And if I'm wrong, I mean, what can it hurt, right? I'm a big fan of keeping trees around, but I just think allowing one to grow underneath the power line. It's on my property, but it's in the easement, so I'm not allowed to deal with it, or it would have been dealt with ages ago. So, I mean, you're a plant guy, right? Just a little, you know, give it a little drink of gas. That's what I'm thinking. Those flowers were so pretty. I sat there and at first I was like, oh, it's a bunch of chrysanthemums. And I'm like, wait, but is it marigolds? No, but the leaves look wrong. They look more succulent-y. Then I'm like, is it double blooming begonias? Nope, I closed up. No, it's not. And I'm just like, I am way overthinking this. And I just decided they're pretty and that's what matters. Maybe they're very pretty. The camera doesn't capture their true colors. Yeah, I kind of figured. But they were very nice. So where do impatiens grow for you? That looked really sunny. There is shade thing here. If they are planted in the sun, they love it, but they die very quickly. So if you're not going to treat them as just replant them after 2 or 3 months, you gotta put them in shade. So I wasn't 100% sure why that was funny, I guess is what I'm saying, but I didn't mind. Always happy to give a laugh. That was near my pond. Buy the seeds from the store and crossbreed them sometimes. Very pretty flowers indeed. Speaking of pretty, wonderful tunic. Thank you. Well, here's the deal. I wanted an outfit more like this from the beginning, but I didn't know how to make it. And they all knew it. And then I was finally getting my hair and stuff the way I had wanted it to be. And Artie had a dress that was very similar to what I had wanted to design. And she said she's never going to use it again. She did it for some kind of challenge. So she changed it up for me, which was really sweet because I'm still not good at making the clothes. And she's really, really good at that for making the clothes and V-Ride or whatever. And so she gave me a dress for my rig, which was really sweet. And then what I'm going to do, it has a front panel. And I'm keeping the same glass front panel just because I like it right now. Probably through Halloween. But then that's going to be for Christmas. And then I'm going to learn how to do the front panel only. And I'll be switching out the front panel whenever I want to switch up my wig. But since that part doesn't show for this, I figure I'm not like giving anything away. Because it's got like overskirts and underskirts. Thank you. I love it. I would probably wear this in real life happily. I'm just learning, learning as I go. Gore approved Artie as a design genius. I know, right? She's turned around. She's like, oh, for you, you want to change this shade here and this shade here. I'm going to be honest, Gore. I couldn't tell any difference. But it looked better when she was done. She sees colors like, I don't know. It's amazing. I don't even know how. She sees things that I don't see. Anyway, I can do a different picture. I don't even want to be doing pixel arts necessarily right now, but I thought I should be doing something in case people didn't show up. And I'm really concerned that, the stream will be cut short yet again. Why won't you go down? So I hope you've been doing well. She's got an artistic gift. Couldn't be me. Kind of jealous. I tell you what. You know how bad I would use that kid when she was little? Anytime I wanted to paint the house, I would show her like a paint chip, a teeny tiny paint chip. And I would be like, how is this going to look next to, you know, like in the morning light and the afternoon light next to this piece of furniture, blah, blah, blah. And she always knew. She is amazing. She just looks at it and she knows. She has this visual memory that is beyond amazing. And I used her. And I would tell her it was her rent. And she'd be this little bitty kid and she's like, at first she thought it was really cool when she was, you know, like preschool. Doesn't everybody ask their preschooler to help them fine-tune their paint choices for their house? But I'm like, hey, she's got a gift. I'm going to use it. I'm going to help her develop it. But when she got a little older, she was a little more wise to it. And she's like, other kids' moms don't ask them stuff like this. I said, but other kids' moms don't have you for a daughter. You're amazing. And that made her happy for a few years. And then she got old enough to be like, Mom. I'm like, fine. fine. And then she got even older and I said, okay, it's rent. I want to know. I want to know. So, I'm a really bad mom, and I'm proud of it. Like, other people, they pay designers and decorators, and they'll come in my house and be like, wow, how did you get these colors to be perfect together? And I'll be like, I got the best kid on the planet. She's gonna have such a gorgeous house someday. You're not bad, just unorthodox, Lamau. Her and House Flipper. Oh my goodness. Yeah, she's... That's my game, by the way. I just gave up and let her have it. I'll go back and play with it at some point. But that was my, like, guilty pleasure. I'm the one who was getting all the stuff, and they were like, oh. And then she started playing it, and, yeah. She's like, can I play your game? I said, sure. I knew you'd fall into it someday. They made fun of me. I would get, because it always came out at my birthday, and so did the upgrades. So I would just make that be my present every year for a few years. I haven't actually played since like the 3rd or 4th update. The last time I went in was when they had the plant update. That was cool. I liked that. But I told her I'm going to stream that at some point, but I think it's more her game now, and I'm willing to let her have that for streaming purposes. But when I'm in the mood again, Little House Flipper it up. I like Subnautica too. I just have to be in the mood, and I heard they had a bunch of updates that messed it up, so I'm not sure how I feel about Subnautica right now, because I love it. I kind of want it to stay that memory in my head. Well, I'll get brave enough to do it again someday, I guess, and see how much they've ruined it, and if I agree they've ruined it. It's nice to have a pond, though. So do you get ducks and geese and stuff, or is it more like koi and stuff? Like any little puddle of water, you'd have ducks in it here. But I seem to remember seeing geese by water in pictures up there, but our geese don't really go for the water like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just something people think is artistic and pretty. I never know. I feel so bad I haven't had time to stop by. I saw she has a gothic outfit going on during VOD. It's really cute. Well, Artsy Family for sure. You should try it out sometime. I'd try and stop by. Yeah, I know. Like I said, when I'm in the mood, I'll do it. I don't think it's as fun for you guys if we're not into the game, and I don't want to ruin a game I actually really like by playing it when I'm not in the mood to play it, if that makes sense. I think that matters. I mean, I treat this kind of like cross-stitching, so it's just nice to get it done, like getting all the blocks filled in and stuff. So this doesn't... I'm pretty cool with this, but if it's something that takes thought and creativity, I want to really give it my all. Because I think it's more fun to watch it. When I can always tell when streamers are enjoying the game they're playing and when they're not. And I just think it's more fun when they are. You know? Like, they have to be having fun too. Yeah, I understand the fatigue. Happens to me with most games nowadays. I've been good just doing some prepping for winter is all. Cleaning the pond filters tomorrow. They need to realign my fence. Cold likes to move it every year. I don't get as many geese as I do. Wildcats trying to snatch my fishes. I look after them all equally. Pond filter. Well, I bet they're really cool. You know, I'm such a cheapskate. When I had aquariums, I always kept them more naturally anyway. And I needed something for the aquarium. I forget if it was to balance the chemicals or something. I think it was to make the water more alive or whatever. Algae day tomorrow. Yay. And I found out that they don't advise it for that, but if you get it the pond kind, it's just way more concentrated. So you could get like a whole big old bottle for $13, and then I could just figure out the difference for my aquarium. And it worked really good is all I'm going to say. So I did that instead of spending like $20 for the same bottle of stuff that was meant for aquariums. And it was pretty cool because I found out I didn't live that far from the place that distributed it in my area. So I started using pond treatments for my aquarium, which is a big no-no apparently, and I knew that, but I was like, I could do math. And I did. And everybody's like, you don't want to do that. I was like, you bet? You want to bet? I sure as heck do. Aquariums are awesome. I wish I had one of those. Seems like fun maintenance. I like them and I hate them. I feel like it's so much work to get it perfect. I'm probably never going to do it again unless I become wealthy enough to pay someone else to get it to the setup in the way I want when I want. And then I'm doing the maintenance and they just come check it like every 6 months or something. But there's so many particular things you need to know to make it right. And I just don't want to dedicate all my brain space to that, to be honest. I enjoyed it. Atlas was really into, aquariums and fish when he was little, and it was a way to get him talking and interacting. I mean, he signed at the time. He was still nonverbal, but I think that was worth every bit of it. But once all the last of those fish died, I was like, I let it go. I think a pond probably would be more my style overall. Like, even what I wanted to do was more of a pond style, but in the house. Which sounds weird when I hear that out loud, but where there's a more natural environment. Kind of like the idea of a terrarium, but more of an aquarium. I don't know if there's a special name for that or whatever, but I was never going to be into an aquarium where you were constantly adding chemicals every day and all these little finicky stuff. That wasn't going to happen. I prefer it to have a more natural balance. And that's really hard to do, apparently. That's 100% fair. Lots of headache. The pond is easy. Just clean the sponges in the filter a few times a month and make sure all the fish don't eat all their eggs. For me, at least. Well, ponds can get funny down here because so much is wetlands and lakes and everything. You can have an ecosystem in a 5-gallon bucket. So you have to decide up front how much do you want to let wildness invade your thing. And I've seen some gorgeous like koi ponds and stuff, but man, to keep it crafted the way they want, they have to be really diligent. I'm just trying to understand the filters. Like we do. Well, I've heard of doing that. It depends on the kind of fish you've got in it. We're more likely to do fountains because that keeps the mosquito larvae from getting out of control. But you got to be really careful as the intake isn't where the fish can get sucked up into it. Doesn't it, like, are the fish okay when it gets icy, or that's why you're covering it? Like, it's gonna definitely get icy. It has to. As cold as you talked about. Whether or not it snows. That makes sense. I'd assume it's warm enough for that down there. Fountains are a no up here. I'm trying to think why. So maybe the pipes freeze? So it would not be good long? Anyway, I don't know. I'm just trying to think why a fountain would be a no-no. Because y'all surely have mosquitoes, right? I mean, how do you keep the mosquitoes from being a thing? I know they would die off in the winter, but they'll come back. Although I guess they're not as much of a thing. Like, I've never heard of people getting malaria in Canada. Now that I think about it. Like, while it's not common here, it can still happen. Maybe your mosquitoes just aren't as strong. They are weak. Yeah, so I cover it with plywood. What a lot of work. Could use a couple bubblers to keep the water moving and full of oxygen during the winter so it doesn't freeze at the bottom like fish hibernation. Yes, there's a name for it. It starts with an A. Ah. Fountains are awful to maintain in the winter because of freezing pipes and wild animals looking for shelter. When the water turns off, they eat lining and stuff sometimes. For some reason, the word coming to my brain is apostasy, but that is so not what it is. I had a fish do that before, and we just about killed it. Because I didn't realize. Oh, I guess for the winter it's called torpor? I've never heard of that. I was told a different I don't know. I give up. I know what you're talking about, but can't think of it right now. Yeah, I tried looking it up on AI, but I can't find it either. It's hung up on explaining that hibernation doesn't apply to fish. I know that. Duh. That's why I wanted to know what it's actually called. No, we had a loach do that before, and my son kept swearing it was alive, and I was like, it's not alive anymore. It's got like stuff coming off of it. It cannot possibly be alive. And I finally told them one day, I'm like, you gotta let me clean the tank. I'm sorry. Your fishy is dead. And as I'm pouring the tank into the bleach water, it started to wiggle around. And I just grabbed it up with my hands and threw it in a cup of water from the sink and tried to rinse it off and stick it in another one. And so help me, that thing lived for like another 2 years. He used to call them squirmies. And I had asked, we had a relative who was a fish biologist, and I'd asked him if fish hibernate, because it was, I thought it would be more deteriorated, but it was definitely deteriorating looking. No way, too immortal, I know. And he was like, no, fish don't hibernate. And I explained the situation. No, fish don't hibernate. Okay, fine. So then I'm cleaning this thing up, and this relative turns around and goes, well, you didn't ask the right question. I said, wait, so you knew that not only do fish do this, but this particular breed does this, and you didn't mention it? And, like your little autistic nonverbal relative was asking the question, and you thought we'd learn the hard way by killing the fish, and that would be a good lesson? I don't know what's wrong with people sometimes. I tell you what. Like, why would I ask a fish biologist if I didn't want a real answer? I wasn't pretending like I knew. If I knew, I wouldn't have had to ask. Some people are very special. But we saved it. I saved the thing. Those people who, without crucial information like that, make me violently upset. I know, like, I wouldn't have asked if I didn't really want to know. To be treated like this was some kind of lesson that I'm supposed to... I'm like, I'm not a fish biologist, nor do I plan to become one. I just have a freaking aquarium for a little guy who's like 5 years old. Thank you very much. It's the wrong kind of intellectualness. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I'm about learning, but then why have a specialist on anything? If their job isn't, like, to help with information that you don't know. Am I crazy? Am I just spoiled? I don't know. I think my fish are cold-blooded. I don't even remember if that's why. I don't know. That's really neat. But yeah, pretty much any puddle, if it's there long enough, will have life. I did move Rosie out to the barn today. We're gonna see how she does. She's all alone out there. I feel really bad. I don't have any friends for her yet, and I don't have another place to place her. But she was finally getting... She had been just hiding in the back of like a cat crate. And then I got her to come up, and I got her to be sleeping on a roost and doing better, and she started to get antsy about being in the house, so I put her in her coop tonight, and we'll see how she does. But she needs friends. I don't know what I'm going to do. It's a nice way to keep occupied for sure. Has Rosie been less stressed somewhat? Feel bad for the poor girl. She's just very wild. I mean, you gotta understand, here's the irony. All of the chickens that I like bought, paid for, and raised from day old and blah, blah, blah. She's wild. She was from a wild flock, and she came and joined my chickens. She's older than all of my chickens were. And so all I know is she's definitely over 10 years. Because I had chickens that were over 10 years, and she was an adult by the time she joined the flock. I thought she was a pullet. She's easily 11. Let's put it that way. Bok, bok, Bella. And she's the one that lived. She's so predator aware. That's why I would let her be part of the flock still, because she didn't have many eggs anymore, but when she does, oh my gosh, they're the best. And she always foraged. She was never big on having chicken food. I don't know, but she's less stressed to be in her home. But first, when she went in the coop, she was trembling. And you gotta understand, because I took part of an old warehouse that had been damaged by a storm, and I just like sectioned off 450 feet and set up the roost and everything, and that's where their home was. So she's in a 450 square foot chicken coop alone, which I feel really weird about, but she's too wild to be happy in the house. So I'm trying to find another situation for her, but... Oh, so she just kind of showed up? I thought you raised her from young. Well, she built different. Yeah, she showed up. She showed up. From the wildness around our property. We've always said, like, it's so funny. Like, in those fairy stories, how you'll have a wild animal show up and it's really an enchanted fairy queen or something, and it's really immortal, or like Tuck Everlasting. Remember that book? And, like, if ever we met an enchanted creature, it's Rosie the orphan. And here we are. The other chickens, they ate the rat. They killed and ate the rat. She was trying so hard to stop them, and she tried so hard to save them. She did everything she could to save the other birds, but she was just so stressed and upset. But if I get her some kind of other bird, I'm going to try to match her up. There's a peacock I have my eye on, who's also lonely. But I don't know how that's going to work out, because I don't know if peacocks and chickens make good friends. I got to talk to that farmer, and I haven't seen her in a few days, so I hope she's okay, because she's older. I think she might have a connection with one of the other animals at the very least. Don't know how wild she was. Poor lady. Yeah, she was very wild, but she used to always sit with, in particular, my Barred Plymouth Rock. Tail to tail. They just sat together, these little old ladies, and they would just make little happy chicken noises. And they just had the best old lady life together. And then the Barred Plymouth Rock would still give me really great eggs. And Rosie's eggs are amazing when we get them. They're beyond amazing. And here's the irony. We just thought she was like some wild mixed up breed from the wildness around us. There had been like a flock outside our property that was wild. And we found out she's like a phoenix or something. She's actually quite an expensive designer little bird. I don't know where the flip she came from. And yeah, ironic on every level. But we had an Egyptian Fayumi that went wild. So, like, it traded with her. It went to the wild chickens, and she came and stayed with us. It was beyond funny, like a chicken exchange program. But she was happy with the chickens, and she lived a pretty wild life, and she liked to eat wild things, and she would eat the chicken feed sometimes, but she mostly ate outside, foraged. That's why we call her Rosie the Orphan, because she came from the wild parts outside our property. Like a little orphan to be rescued. Except she didn't need any rescuing. She was very good at surviving. She's why all my birds live so long. That's why I gotta be loyal to her. She's been good. Most people, they're lucky if their birds live more than 3 or 4 years out here because there's so many predators. Okay. 2. Oh my gosh. 2. Uh-oh. I might have to do cheatiness. This one's like 400 by 400. This is a big one. See, down here is where I would think. Yeah, I could hunt it down. I think I'm gonna cheat. So many clouds. Ah, I know, right? Alright, settings. Hints. I'm gonna turn off the seasonal effects. They are driving me crazy. No, no. Freaking A. Think it's here? No? That's gonna make me find it. Alright, open. Show me. Like where? Oh, there they are. Cheating is fair at the end. That is hard to look at for me. How did you miss 2 wyvern left them out? Well, part of the problem, I'm going to be really honest. I had the power go out more than once. So since I try to go through methodically, it's not an excuse, but I'm pretty pleased that there were only 2 that were crazy out of place. All right, let me turn off hints because I don't like to have hints on. I just... Why? Yeah. I don't know. I gotta be honest. It's not one of my favorites. Like, it was nah, and then it was nice, and then it was eh, and then it was nice, and then at the end I'm kind of like, it's nice, but it's meh. Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater. Heck yeah. This one is sorry, I lied. 300 by 300. It is pretty. I don't know. I was joking. This is like space lasers. Because that's a pretty weird ray of sun or something, right? I mean, that's got to be space lasers. So here's the question. Are we close enough to winter to do this one? Y'all told me to wait for winter. Like a printer. Yeah. I get as into how is this part gonna look when you do the time lapse as anything. I like kind of prefiguring how it's all gonna come together. I think that's fun. Yeah, I don't like those as much. Do one that looks like fun you'll enjoy. Oh, now we've got some kind of weird big one. Boy, that looks detailed. I think most of the ones I have left are really big. Like, I like to go back and forth between big ones and small ones. I do wonder why that's coming. Cat. I don't know where the cat is coming in. You princess. I know, I'm going to admit some of them I'm like, yeah, no thank you. And they switch out, which annoys me a little bit. Like, I'll be going through and then it changes. I kind of feel like if you're going to have challenges and stuff, I don't know. It's like if I'm using Atlas's account, because that's what I started with, but if I go into my own, it won't even necessarily be the same pictures as what I found. So, I don't know. Maybe I should start working on my own. I'm going to do ramen. I was in the mood for ramen tonight, but I wasn't hungry. Zoop. Oh gosh, this broth is not very ramen-y. What the heck? Oh, have your neon orange ramen. Yum. It might be really pretty with the other color, so I won't judge yet. I'll judge soon. Some of these are interesting for sure. Ramen-y. Yeah. I didn't have any ramen in the house either, so that's probably another reason why I didn't have any. But when the electricity is going out, it starts making me want ramen. I didn't really want ramen, if that makes sense. Indian curry, maybe oh, curry. That's good stuff. I like curry. I actually prefer the, if I'm gonna do curry, I like the, what is the brand? You know, the Japanese one. I like a proper Indian curry, and I have made them from scratch before even, but pardon me, I do rather love the Mr. Noodles. You gotta try breaded veal, fast fried in a sandwich. Now that is food. We used to have a place that would have that. I bet she doesn't remember, but that was always what Artie would get. She was little though. The last time we lived near that place, she was like 6. That was the thing she ordered every single time we were there. It was like this little Italian family. Sorry, Mr. Noodles. I don't know about Mr. Noodles. I don't know anything about Mr. Noodles. Oh, I bet this is chopsticks. No, maybe not. I think the commercial's over, I hope. Oh my goodness, I go crazy for veal cutlets. I breaded them by hand, fast fry them raw. It's the most flexible meat. I gotta swear, full yum. It's gotta be homemade. Ads are over. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know that the ads are over. Yeah. I was like, oh, I bet he's on an ad. It's supposed to tell me, but it's not telling me exactly correctly right now. Golly, I just can't do this right now. My gosh. Wasn't too bad. I got 15 seconds this time. Worth the watch around these parts. Well, thank you. I set it to 30 seconds once an hour because that was the shortest it let me. So I set it to the absolute minimum it permitted. Beyond that, I don't know what to say. I guess I'm not grandfathered in to the doing it at the beginning the same way, because I did try to set that, but it wouldn't let me make that my standard. But I can't have emojis and things if I'm not affiliate. I mean, it's just... Ugh. Thank you for saying I'm worth bearing through the commercials. I do appreciate it. I truly do. Okay, so there's more... Ah, over here. You're worth the ads. Wyvern, Austrian lady of the perfect. Back in my day, it was Justin TV. Well, thank you. I hope I'm worth the ads. I'm trying. I've got to work on my emotes again soon, probably. I missed 1-5. I mean, today's React day. The thing I really wanted to do was come back and do React or do... I've decided I want to go find all the different kinds of chicken eggs in a large amount in Minecraft on my Minecraft world and go ahead and set up my chicken area kind of in honor of my dead chickens from the rat apocalypse. But then I have to find name tags and that's another whole thing, but I thought that could be kind of cool. Except the electricity has not been my friend on that, so I'm just kind of going with it. This is going fast, actually. Still so mad about those people that used that poison. I've warned several of my neighbors. And then I was in the corner of my property and I could smell something dead and I just turned around to Atlas and I'm like, you know what? I'm not investigating. I'm just letting nature take its course because I don't want to know right now. I just don't. Maybe tomorrow. Nothing I can do. Once something smells dead. Anyway. Ooh, Bok Adventure. I look forward to that. Yeah, best not risk it. Minecraft Worlds can corrupt on Java when the PC shuts off like that. Yeah, turned around to Atlas and said, that isn't me that smells. Yeah, he wasn't next to me, but he started coming towards me, and that's when I was like, yeah, no. Because I was trying to see where the power people, how much of the tree they had addressed, and yeah, like I said, I'm gonna give that beautiful tree a nice drink. I mean, if there's a faster or better method, you know, you can let me know, but I thought that would be, you know, pretty to the point. Oh my gosh, what a name. That's disgusting. I would have just shouted him, yo, I swear I didn't fart, trust me, bro. Oh my gosh. You'd have to call him over for a good old sniff first, you know? I actually went and made sure that our tortoises were fine that live on the property. It wasn't them, so I don't really care. I'm just so sick of finding things that died as a result of that poison. There's just only so much I can do. I don't know why anybody put that out in the area. This is a wild area. Unplugs her power supply. Kenny Lamau. Kenny, I was about to cut it off. Hi, Suno. Hi. I have power right now, but if Artie's gonna have it later, I am gonna have to go off the gore. How's the AC doing, honey? Go see where it's at. Honestly, this is kind of miraculous. Okay. So it got to its goal tip? Yeah. Thank the Lord. All right. When I'm done, we'll try and do another degree or two down. All right. And then that way, if that shuts the power down, we'll give it an hour, and then I'll go out with your brother and
Right.
out to the barn and get it going again before your stream, so you could stream. Can either go, Art, your design skills are through the roof. Oh, he just noticed my outfit and he likes it. And I told him it was you. Yep. She's like, yep, that was me. It was. Yep, and now it's not being wasted. I don't think it was being wasted anyway, but I'm grateful. I really like it. Lunch break, don't mind me. Redeemed hydrate, redeemed knock on wood. Okay, I don't have anything to eat in here with me, but I'll hydrate twice for you. How do you know I had just put my drink down, by the way? Ah. There we go. Hydrated. Very hydrated. I hope you're having a really yummy lunch. I wasn't sure how much you knew about our power situation, so I'm glad you had some way of knowing, because you said that your Discord was out, so you're not getting the updates, and I felt a little bad about it, but I also thought you've been on Lost streams probably, and he knows, so hopefully he was telling you, if you cared. I think too much. I'm diagnosing myself as thinking too much. All right. Gore has been going on about veal cutlets and how awesome they are. I think he's had a hankering lately. Okay, I'm just gonna say something. When they talk about veal and it being cruel and blah blah blah, and baby animals, I gotta bulk up for winter like a bear. That's why they have to be breaded, huh? Okay. The thing is, they don't mention that veal is really like almost 2 years old. It's just harvested right before its second birthday. Have you seen a 2-year-old cow? Like, this is not a tiny thing we're talking about. This is a big, happy, healthy animal. I figure as long as they've lived a good life, it can have one bad day. All our cows are out in fields all day. Pretty much all year. They're happy cows. I love veal, holy smokes. You know, Gore, I'm starting to think you might like veal. I'm just getting a vibe. I don't know where it came from. Maybe I'm psychic. That bacon, eggs, potatoes, yum. Yes, very cute they are. They are just a little bit. They're adorable. Anyway, they're just you know, like happy. I guess these are green onions. Can't think of anything else with that color. Okay, so what kind of curry do you? Just a little bit. They're adorable. But I have been known to go by them and go, steak sounds good tonight. Does that make me a bad person? I don't really care. Like I said, one bad day. If they have a really good life, that's a good thing. So, curry. Kenny, you're on lunch break. You like the Indian curry better? Or you like the Japanese curry better? What's your fave? I think it's all good, to be honest. You really can't go wrong. But I think I like the Japanese curry a little bit better most of the time. Unless I'm really in the mood for the Indian stuff. I know it's sacrilegious, and it takes so much longer to make proper Indian curry, but oh my gosh. Japanese all the way. I have many issues with Indians, and food is one of them all. What the heck? Let's go to my dog for a little bit. If I do not return in time, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and God bless, and I'll be back as soon as I can. I'm probably going to end on this note. I'm going to be honest. I might stick around for Kenny's lunch break if he wants, but otherwise I gotta go because electricity will give out soon and I don't want it to kill the computer as it bashes out. Never had Japanese curry, don't want to, and I don't have favorites. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I've ever met a bad curry. But I usually make my own, so I'm partial. What can I say? Because like I'm tasting it while I do it, so how bad could it be? It was fun stream. Enjoyed the chat as always. A hoot, Wyvern. I'll try and be here tomorrow. We'll see. Let's see if I can get that wall dried out more. Hopefully. That's so lovely. Thank you. You think it's lovely that Gore has issues with Indians? I'm assuming he means Red Dot. That would be the ones with the curry. Oh. All I know is you should, and don't blow up your PC. Yeah, I'm less worried about the PC right now than the power. I kind of want to keep the power on longer. But it will kill the PC if the power knocks out. How's your PC doing, Kenny? Are your PC died. Are you still in a PC free zone? I don't know. I should go. It is definitely. I'm so glad you're here. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I miss you guys. I actually miss all of you. I'm streaming with you every night. Hopefully this will be resolved soon. Electricity. It's a beautiful thing. I'm trying to see if I know which one I want to do next, but I think I have to pay for autumn. Yeah. I don't want to pay. Maybe I'll do a burb next. Maybe I'll do Sakura. Alrighty. Nobody chatting, so maybe I should do graveyard because it's, you know, Halloweeny. I'm not going to do it right now, though. Okay, guys. Goodbye. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. If not, I really hope by Monday it'll be more normal. I'm so sorry. I had planned so many cool things for October. God had other plans, apparently. Take care, Whimsy Lady. Thank you, Kenny. Bye-bye, guys. Bye.